Okay, I am live. Welcome to my channel, Inviting Possibilities. My name is Rochelle, and I am here to do a reading for air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. Sun and rising, or anybody else who happens to show up. It's my intention there is a message for anyone who happens across the video. And also my readings are timeless, and I have... Hey, Princess K, welcome. Good morning, or good whatever, wherever you are. This is so interesting. So, okay, I've got crazy cats. This is Charlie. It's like, oh, you just started. I'm gonna get all into your stuff. Also, just like the last reading I did for you, you could probably hear the lawnmower going outside my house. This happened last time, specifically for you. And, and it's hilarious because this is a different day of the week. Like, you know, and I can't wait. I have things I need to do today. I have a job. Like, yeah, so I apologize for the noise. And I feel like it is once again, a message for you that there are going to be distractions in your life, things that are going to not jive with what you're hoping or expecting. And you can do one of two things. You can wait and take a breath and, do something else and come back. Or you can just push through and try and ignore the distractions. And that is what I'm doing today. Yeah, Mercury's in retrograde right now. And there have just been, it seems to be a pretty interesting one so far. Started yesterday, and it's just like, oh, this is how it's going to go for the next 3 weeks. Great. Fun. So yeah, let's not let the distractions pull us away from what's really important ultimately. Okay, another interesting thing is 2 of the 3 cards that I picked for you last time have shown up again. So we start with the peace card. And, it's about finding peace, knowing, like, being free from wanting anything, just being in that serene place of just being in the moment. And we get the tribe card in the protection position, which is all about trying to show up for people in the way you think they want you to show up, or in the way they're telling you to show up, rather than just authentically as yourself. And it's really important in order to find your inner peace, that you need to be authentic and show up with yourself, without apology. And we get the exchanging gifts card again, which I think, again, like the last reading was all about valuing yourself, understanding the value that other people bring to you in your life. And I think this card is speaking to knowing that learning that it's time to release the people who you've been basically turning yourself into a pretzel for, trying to be the chameleon, trying to wear the mask that people expect you to wear. Very likely people don't even realize you're wearing a mask because this is just how you've shown up consistently. And so it's what people know. And this is saying, like, it's really important to start showing up authentically, start understanding the value that you have to give. And if other people can't match that value, then find people who do. And I think as you show up authentically, it acts as a magnet. It's a naturally brings in the people who are meant to be in your life, that are going to support you, encourage you, and actually provide value and able to exchange equally with you. So anyways, the big message coming for you in particular here, really needing to know your value and show up authentically. So I'm going to clarify with the good tarot. Good tarot. 10 of Earth. Which is it's about prosperity. It's about abundance. I think showing up authentically brings you to this place of peace, because when you're not showing up authentically, you're not being yourself, which is actually really difficult. It takes a lot of energy to be other than you are. And when you do start just letting it all hang out, and letting your freak flag fly and saying, this is me, take me or leave me, it allows you to relax and get into this place of just inner peace. And that puts you in a higher vibration, which allows and opens your valve to all the good things that are meant for you. We're the ones that keep the good away through our thoughts, our attitudes, our beliefs, our ideas, our habits. And it's about changing those. Really stepping in to yourself on a very fundamental level. And that this is a natural byproduct of that. It's all the good coming in. It's ultimate fulfillment. Blissful. Hello, welcome. 3 of Water. 3 of Water. I feel like this is, I want to say 3s are can be about community, other people. Why am I not thinking of this right now? It's not stuck in my brain yet. Let me pick one more and then I'll get the book out. And then we have Page of Earth. And this is about, starting something. It's the beginning of something and seeing the tangible results from it, kind of right away or very quickly. So it's kind of an indication that you're on the right path. But I'm going to look at the 3 of Water here. Oh, and I wanted to also, in this deck, this card is about mastery. And so I feel like this is also mastery over yourself, mastering being yourself. 3 of Water, 3 of Water. Where is the water? Oh, sweet. Yes, it's good. Celebration, enjoying community, sharing exuberance, team spirit, common goal, and friendship. Lands on the Tribe card. When you show up as yourself, when you show up authentically, that calls in the people who are meant for you. Mastery over yourself. Yeah, definitely. Yeah, because it's that mastery that puts you in that place of peace, that allows you to gain control over yourself in your life, and allows you to be able to have the clarity of of where you're not showing up authentically and making that change. And then you act as a magnet and you invite in the new friends, the new tribe, the people who are actually going to help you on your path. And it's kind of, it feels like before the last reading I did, there's this kind of big shift towards understanding your value and starting to really see who shows up for you in a way that feels good and who doesn't, and understanding that if they're not making you feel good, they're not providing you the value that you deserve. And so it's cool. It's good. And this is also a commitment to prosperity. First time, signs of tangible success, undeniable evidence that hard work will pay off. Yeah, taking those steps, you start to see it pretty quickly. You start to meet the people, your new friends, your new tribe, pretty quickly. Dreams grounded in reality. Start of a new project as well. And I feel like this project is you. So yeah, good. Okay, I'm going to pick from the Oracle Tarot now. Lucy Cavendish. A lot of my decks are Colette Baron Reed, which I really like. This one is not. All right. Reflection. Yeah. Going within to find your inner peace. Looking in the cupboard of your heart and really assessing, reflecting, doing the introspection around how you show up, how other people show up. Is there an equal exchange? The Chariot, the inspired warrior, moving forward confidently, quickly. I feel like once you land on this idea, once you really start to own who you are, you start to fall in love with who you are. And you're like, oh, yeah, I'm going to go with this. I've got my shopping cart. I know what I want to put in here. It's not going to be a bunch of junk. It's going to serve me. Inspired. Being connected to your higher power. I mean, that is inspiration in spirit. And kind of being lit up, being fed by the energy that is always there. And because your valve is open, because your frequency is rising, you're able to tap into this much better. And you're being a warrior in the sense of, clearly cutting away what doesn't work for you anymore. Stepping confidently towards what does work. Justice. Making honorable choices that serve you, not other people. I mean, it's good to consider other people in your choices, yes. And you want to always try and make choices that are going to be for the highest for everyone. But it always comes down to you first. You always want to be the one putting on the mask first before you help others. And making choices from a place of integrity. And when you are being authentic, when you are showing up as your deepest, most authentic self, you can't help but be in integrity. It brings you the balance. Yeah. All right. Back to Colette Baron Reed. We're doing Wisdom of Avalon now. The sounds. They're done. They're done. Done cutting the grass. Thank goodness. All right. See, this too shall pass. Things move on. Things get better. Burden. Releasing the burden of not being yourself. It is a burden when you're trying to be other than yourself. It's a heavy, heavy burden. And releasing that brings you to this. The inner peace. The fire fairy, creative action and optimism. Creative action falls on the chariot, on the inspired warrior. Taking creative action comes from a place of inspiration. Creativity comes from a place of inspiration. And this is moving forward confidently, swiftly, and optimistically. Yay. Yeah, I think as you start tapping into yourself, into your true authenticity, you start to feel good. You feel good about yourself. You understand how you want to move forward, so you start feeling good about your life and your choices. And the novice, innocence, beginner, new skill without practice. Also unstable curiosity and ignorance, but I feel like in this case, it's, it's new. Like you're being different than you've been before. And so you're kind of taking things one step at a time, trying to find your footing, really considering the choices that you're being presented with. And when you're dealing with other people as well, like you may be used to attracting a certain kind of person or certain types of people into your life that didn't serve in some way. And changing how you're showing up, now new people are coming in and it's unfamiliar. And it can feel a little bit like, I don't exactly get these people and how they're showing up. Yeah, small steps every day, totally. It can be a little bit disconcerting when you start to find people who are actually showing up authentically with integrity. If you're not used to that, you can be like, I'm a little suspicious. Are you just faking it? Are you for real? It's like, it's being in that beginning place of like, yeah, you're having to take it one step at a time, having to figure things out again, as you go. Yes, the little steps. Where are we at? Doing good on time. All right, I'm gonna pick some cards from Osho Zen. Playfulness. Yeah, I mean, this figure is so authentic. It's just like I love who I am. I'm feeling optimistic. I'm feeling joyful. I want to dance and play and just be myself, and I don't care who's watching. That saying, dance like no one's watching. It's like, this is the end, and this helps raise your vibration as well, your energy to this place that can call in all the good things. Just because you're enjoying life, you're enjoying being yourself. Mhm. Laziness. This is interesting. Everything starts with you. Just explore it. Absolutely. It always does start with us, doesn't it? We are the center of our own universe. And we are the lead player in the play that is our life. We're also the director and the producer. We're everything. And so we can make the changes if we need to. And I feel like that, this kind of speaks to this card, which is he's he's hanging out. He's looking like he's got it made, but then you see all the jagged whatever these are behind him. And it's like the idea of totally ignoring the things that cause discomfort in your life. He's like, I've got my pillow, I've got my drink, I'm all right. But really he's not all right. Like he's being jabbed. And it's coming in on his back. So there's something about could be about being stabbed in the back. And it falls on this the pile with this card, which is maybe in the past you haven't wanted to make the changes with the people in your life who were showing up in a not great way, because it can be difficult. We don't want to let people go that we love, that we care about. And especially if we have been born into families and circumstances where we're used to love looking a certain way and feeling a certain way, then we're just like, well, but this is comfortable. And it's like, no, actually it's not. And particularly because I mean, this can be laziness around n- not not wanting to make the changes, not wanting to let go, but also laziness within yourself and making those changes within yourself that will lead to the outer changes. It always starts within. Yeah, again. hmm Um, and I feel like you're coming out of this. You're becoming the inspired warrior. You're going from this guy, not too terribly inspired, you know, procrastination. Oh, absolutely. Yeah. This guy's totally procrastinating. He's like, what? What sharp things jabbing me? I don't know. It's fine. I'll deal with it later. I can get up anytime I want, but we'll see. And she's like, "No. I'm I'm getting up, I'm moving forward with the determination and confidence, and she knows who she is, and is very cool with that, and taking creative action. This guy's not creative. He's just waiting for things to come to him. We want change, but we are the one who are resisting. Exactly. Exactly. Yeah. And I feel like it's a part of the human condition. Um, like there's a certain amount of entitlement that we can fall into sometimes where we're like, why does life have to be so hard? Why do I have to deal with this thing again? Why can't it just be easy? And I think it's about getting to that understanding of, sort of as the Buddhists say, that life is suffering. And when you start to change your attitude and you start to realize that life is a mixed bag, that we're not supposed to have it good all the time. That's not the point. We don't grow. We wouldn't grow if it was good all the time. Our biggest growth usually comes from the hardest things we go through. So, when you shift your attitude and you go into things with that, then it's like you're looking for the opportunities for growth. And you're like, ooh, I'm being faced with something. This is uncomfortable. It really sucks, but I know I'm going to get through it and I know I'm going to get something. And, and rather than sitting back and waiting for it to pass, this is you standing up and being like, okay, no more procrastinating. I'm going to make this situation work for me. Because, it's the idea that things don't happen to us, they happen for us. And it's such a it's a subtle shift, and yet it's so profound, especially when you can start living from that understanding. Yeah. Yeah, self-inflicted. And this guy, he's like the opposite of this. It's like realizing that you don't have to, like, going from procrastination to thinking that you have to control everything, that it's all up to you. It's knowing that if you try and handle too much, that bubble is gonna get popped. Like, this monkey makes me think of, like, the universe, like your higher power is just like, okay, it's a little too much. I'm gonna bring you down if you don't jump off right now. And so you want to be like, there's very similar colors in these cards, but instead of the stress, instead of this thinking that moving forward involves craziness, it's actually a quiet power, a quiet confidence. And yeah, you do. You have it all in your hands. You can go from this to this with that attitude change. And sometimes we need to, like, revisit those attitudes. We can fall, it's so easy to fall into the victim mentality, again, we're human and we have our moments, but trying to be aware. That's the biggest thing, I think. Because once you're aware, then you can start to make the changes that that work for you. Okay. So, let's get some final. No, wrong deck. Whoops. You know what? Where'd it go? I pulled this. I did not mean to, but I'm gonna use it. Going the distance. Knowing that you have it in you, that it requires endurance, it requires perseverance, but you have it in you to make it through the desert and past the finish line. You just keep going. Going the distance. Yeah. Okay. So actually what I wanted to do was pick from the numerology deck. So I will do that now. Financial discipline. Yeah. Rather than spending frivolously, being very diligent about your resources and making that work for you, because that also helps with the inner peace. If you're just kind of spending and not really paying attention to where the money is going, then you can very often end up in a place where you're feeling stressed, where you're feeling like, oh God, this is too much to bear. I can't even deal with it. Let me go like to my place where I can ignore it for a while, but it never goes away. This is where you end up if you're not being smart with your resources. And it's not just money, but I mean, it kind of is. And I feel like, again, like when you're being authentic when you're really tapping into your true power, that you start to make the decision. Yeah, blissful. Yes. Exactly. You start to make the decisions that work for you rather than against you. You start to manifest what you want in your life. We're always manifesting. The point is to make it work for you. And again, it comes from being yourself, being authentic, being in your integrity. Karmic completion. Yeah, you're coming to the end of this cycle. You're letting go of the people and situations that don't serve you anymore. The karmic completion is the coming full circle, the complete understanding that something needs to drop away. And this can also be about the ideas, the attitudes, the way in which you've been showing up. That's over. It's done. It's time for a new beginning. It's time to see your value and start to get on that new path. There was a card here. I don't know. Going from the old into the new, getting those new friends, getting the new friends, and people in your life who are awesome and celebrating you, celebrating each other, and and this also brings you. And we have a couple tens as well. Get inspired, absolutely, and that's what brings you to your and financial discipline also fell on the pile with this, which is all the prosperity coming in. Being a little bit smart now is going to pay off in a huge way in the long run. And you're going to get here. Absolutely. So, yeah, exactly. Lessons learned. Time to fly. It is time for me to fly, actually. I got to get going. Thank you so much for joining me. Blissful. It's been awesome interacting with you. Thank you. And I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and night and tomorrow, wherever you are in the world. And I will see you on the next video. Mwah. And I hope you have I already said it, a wonderful rest of your day. I'll say it again. And like and subscribe.